Hello and welcome back to Second Take Movies, a podcast where we give movies a second look, second chance, second take, if you will. I'm your host, Preston Jenkinson, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Jake Twito.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. We're back.
Hey, bing bong, baby.
Bing bong.
What a beautiful day today. It's not this movie, but let's have some spray paint and
this universe.
Throw some midgets out the back of a 18-wheeler, baby. Dude, that was the craziest. This is, Furiosa.
I've never seen more evidence of, I don't need to survive the apocalypse.
Oh, dude, no. Oh, whoa. Total opposite. I'm going to survive, and I'm going to be one of these boys.
I don't want to be at all.
I'm living my life to the fullest to be one of these people.
I know.
That's my goal now.
It's full of cancer and hot and desert. No, thank you. And
all I need is gasoline and mother's milk, baby.
And crazy Chris Hemsworth. The story for Furiosa. God. The origin story of renegade warrior Furiosa before her encounter and team up with Mad Max.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. I loved this movie.
It was great. It's a good time.
I didn't like it. I loved it.
It is not as good as Fury Road.
No.
I feel like these are two different movies, though.
I agree. I think they have their own paths.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like Fury Road more.
Yes.
I will be very blunt and honest about, I don't want to be sexist or anything. I think I like the Mel Gibson, Tom Hardy, that character more. That has nothing to do with, not anything to do with it. She's a female.
Yeah.
I just like that character more of the survivor, the guy, not the lore, which is great. It was cool to see the lore. I'm not hating it, but.
And I think this movie came out about 9 years too late, but.
Bingo. This should have happened Fury Road came out. Hey, 2017, we got this chunk.
Yeah, there was a lawsuit that tied everything up, but
got a
positive review. John Nugent of Empire said,
"Oh, Ted Nugent loves this."
Oh yeah, the chassis may look familiar, but there is a very different engine driving Furiosa from that of Fury Road. It's rich, sprawling, epic, and it only strengthens and deepens the Max mythology. It shall ride eternal.
Did I agree to that? I finished this movie and I want more Mad Max.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get any more.
No,
this is probably the last of it. Tom Hardy was supposed to do just a Mad Max movie after Fury Road, but again, there was a lawsuit between George Miller and Warner Brothers, so I think the ship has sailed on that.
Yeah, kind of sucks, man. I don't know. There's so much wonderful world building in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think lore really builds for nerds. Are we nerds?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. We're doing a podcast about movies. We're nerds.
We're a little bit too plugged in as to what's going on with movies and stuff. So I guess.
Yeah, but you know what? We're not dumb. Filtered what I was gonna say.
Good.
Yeah, it's fun to see the world grow.
Yeah,
and I want more. But like you just said, it sucks knowing nope, probably not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. The negative review from the San Francisco Chronicle: it's awful, but it could be where movies are going, into a wasteland.
Did you say the San Francisco Chronicle?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a town covered in poop. San Francisco is nothing but a giant feces circle.
I believe it.
So write your reviews and eat your poop and you walk out, dumb.
Eat your poop.
Y'all just eat all your turds and poop and enjoy.
Yeah.
This starts out, I was not prepared, dude. Again, this is a movie where I didn't watch the trailers really.
Was this the first time you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I'm furious. I'm furiosa that I didn't see it in the theaters.
Oh yeah,
it was rad.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect it to go back to a little girl.
Yeah,
and a quarter of the movie is child stuff.
Yeah, we don't see Anya Taylor-Joy doesn't take over until an hour into the movie.
Yeah, I was shocked. I mean, and good. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad at all.
And there's not a ton of dialogue in the beginning of this movie.
No, just action, pure action and grunts.
Yeah.
But it's like the apocalypse happens, and don't we get like a perspective of, oh, the world is ending.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same announcement thing that happened at the beginning of Fury Road of.
That's right.
The different broadcasts.
I forgot about that completely.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome. Like they talk about it in Fury Road, which makes sense. I mean, that is the sequel to this, of the Green Place, and like you get to see it. I don't know. It just, again, I love a good like world where George Miller really knows how to build a world.
Yeah.
And it's like believable. It's like, yeah, all right, here's where we're going, bud. And boy, I'm gonna cut my leg off and drive a big rig. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, Furiosa. It begins with Furiosa picking a peach from a tree in what is called the Green Place, which was mentioned in Fury Road. That it doesn't exist anymore, and there's speculation that the little girl in this, the other little girl in this, is like the Valkyrie in the second movie that's in that little tower that Max picks out that's bait. Never addressed, but it doesn't really matter. But there's these scavengers on motorcycles who are cutting up a horse. Think they're getting horse meat?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a horse in the woods.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Furiosa cuts a gas line on one of the bikes and it eventually gets captured and blows a whistle. And Valkyrie is the other little girl's name, runs back to thing. And Furiosa's mom and another lady get on a horse and chase after him. And that one of them is actually Chris Hemsworth's wife.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought one of them was actually.
Elsa Pataski. She shoots one of the bikers, and Mary Jo Bassa, I believe, is Furiosa's mom, because I think she mentioned that in Mad Max.
Yeah, Mary Jo Bassa is 100%.
And
she's the one that goes all the way.
Yes.
To the camp. Dude, that whole chase sequence
is awesome.
Oh my God. I was excited to watch this, but it's so funny how quick, like, I love Thunderdome. I love Mad Max 2. I love the original. Road Warriors it's a different movie.
Yeah.
It's a different movie. That's the first one. There wasn't a lot of, whatever. I love the whole thing. So it's like coming back to this. Oh, man. Just so tight. Sick. Sniper rifle shots. Kill no survivors.
The sound design is really awesome with the bikes.
Yeah.
And that shot of she shoots that guy in the back of the head, and just in George Miller fashion, it's just like focusing on that guy's head, and then when the shot hits, it's like right at the camera, and it's amazing. It's great.
Yeah.
They are taking this little girl back to the tent campsite area of Chris Hemsworth's Dementis.
Dude, I'm tell you what, people hate Chris Hemsworth.
I don't.
People hate on like.
I hated Thor 4.
Yeah, well, dude, he killed it. He
nailed it.
Fake nose and all. Toy.
He went. I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing, but he says he based Dementis' accent on his grandfather.
And a seagull.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know anything about Chris Hemsworth's grandfather, but
he did an interview. I saw an interview where he was like, it's based on my grandfather, who was a delightful human being. But his voice was just this way.
Yeah. But
dude, he should do more crap like this.
He's so talented.
Stuff. He's great. He's fantastic. Like,
I wish he would, like you said, I wish he would do more stuff like this. But Dementis has like this. They had to had to ugly up Chris Hemsworth, which okay, good try. Um,
Yeah.
he's got a long beard, mustache, long hair. He got a prosthetic nose, jacked up teeth, and he's a little demented psychopath.
Yeah, well, it's crazy because he like goes. It's perfect because he goes in and out of like, oh, he's okay.
Mm.
No, he's insane. Oh, he's okay. No. He's clearly insane.
He's insane.
Yeah.
He's like, he and as soon as he sees Furiosa, he's like, not infatuated in the we should be worried about it kind of way.
No, it's like I want a family. I want
Yes,
a daughter.
he obviously, like, and he mentions later on in the movie how he lost his family, so like he just sees Furiosa as a surrogate daughter or whatever. So he asks,
Yeah, and like great, good for him.
mm-hmm.
But what happens is the mother comes, starts killing them.
Oh my gosh,
They're starting to run away.
She's so awesome.
It's so rad. It is so tight. That to me, like, again, I'm gonna make my second sexist comment. Sometimes you have like powerful females for no reason. Oh no, this was tight. It was great.
They on
It didn't matter that she's male or female. It was just dope.
It makes sense that she is this way because this community has survived the apocalypse with like, and we show them later, like they have solar panels and buildings, and so like these people have had to learn skills to keep that place the way it is. And they even, like, when she sends her off, like the other lady sends her off to go find Furiosa, she says, hey, if it gets to it, take yourself out and Furiosa. Nobody can know about the green place.
Yeah. No people, no survivors, whatever.
So she takes out part of the camp and uses a sandstorm as cover, and
so tight.
Lives in such a great habitat that she kind of shows mercy to the lady that was taking care of Furiosa.
Yeah, you got to kill that hoe, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen enough Mad Max movies. You kill everyone.
You just got to kill everybody and not have mercy.
She's going to lick your fingers and your toes and eat them later.
She goes and runs and tells Dementus that she's getting away, and they, I think she had a gas can on her back or on back of the bike or something.
Yeah, she's got an additional gas can.
Mm-hmm.
She's dressed up as their group.
Yeah,
so she has additional clothing on now. So they shoot the gas can and it blows up.
Mm-hmm.
So she tries to get the fire out, takes off her clothes,
but like keeps
her normal clothes,
keeps riding.
Yeah,
as the gas, because she knows that like they can still see where the fire is, so gets far enough away.
But don't worry, they stop. She gives Furiosa a peach pit, which I realized today that's what that was.
Yeah.
I thought it was a magic seed. No, it's just a peach.
No, it's a peach pit.
Yeah. And then kind of gives the pause of like, hey, you got to keep going. Go to Highland. Follow this. And Furiosa doesn't listen. Her mom gets caught, and she has to watch her mom have a crucifixion.
Yes.
And because Dementus is demented and adopts her.
Mm-hmm.
Which, does he dye his hair red?
No. That happens later.
Okay, so like I'm gonna be blunt with you. I loved this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Still have bronchitis. Still taking cough medicine every now and then. Gets a little gray in this little murky point between the Citadel and here for me.
So basically it shows how he gathers his gang. Like there's this one thing where he's like, oh, there's 20 of you, 5 bikes, and 1 leader you need to kill. So he kind of gives them like that Joker thing, like,
yeah,
who's gonna survive to come join the gang. He gets the red hair when they're traveling and they come across a war boy who had shot a red flare up in the air.
Okay.
And we're like, he's like, am I in Valhalla? And they're like, no. And we're looking for a place of abundance. And the war boy doesn't know what that means. So they take they're looking at like the flare gun, like wondering what it is. And so they load it up, and one of those guys shoots it in the ground close to Dementus, and the red paint gets all over him.
Okay.
That's where he gets the red hair from.
I saw them my memory is I saw them interact with the War Boy, and I went, "Ooh, the Whiteys are back," and then that's about it. And then the next thing I knew is he's talking to Morton Joe.
Yeah, they go in,
threatening to blow him up.
Yeah, they ride into the Citadel thinking like, oh, we'll just turn this guy's people against him, and that's the one problem with the cult is that no.
No, his Kool-Aid's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's red Kool-Aid.
Yeah. So he's like, Morton Joe says like, pick a war boy and see what they'll do. And one of them grabs 2 boomsticks, and a thunderpoon actually is what that's called. That's a
thunderpoon.
Thunderpoon. In the game, in the Mad Max game that came out 10 years ago, that was what that was called. It was a thunderpoon.
That game was pretty good.
That game was friggin' awesome.
Yeah, I remember like people being pretty psyched.
I played it again when this movie came out, and it is a little difficult, but it's great.
Yeah, I need to pick it up. It just looks fun.
It is. It's like the Arkham combat, but slower. Because it is the wasteland. The driving, of course, is fun.
Yeah. Speaking of driving, I know we're not there yet, but I got to tell you, Anya Taylor-Joy didn't have a driver's license.
Yeah, I remember reading that.
Yeah, learned how to do a J-turn like her first day. Didn't have a driver's license, but that's for down the road.
Yeah.
Down the Furiosa.
That doesn't make sense.
Dang. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So again, I'm foggy for a little bit here. This is where Dementus is like, hey, I'm going to go take over Gastown.
Yes. He's like, okay, well, if I can't get the Citadel, then I'm going to go try Gastown, which apparently is a known thing in the wasteland. Who knew?
Yeah.
So he gets
Bullet. It's 3 Bullet Town.
There's the Bullet Town. There's the Bullet Farm, Gastown, the Citadel
Farm.
All 3 of these fortresses provide for each other.
Yeah. God, dude, I just give me more. I love Fallout. Okay, that's my like. Fallout and BioShock are my 2 favorite video games, primarily. Give me those worlds and movies. I'm happy. This Mad Max, close to Fallout-ish. It's its own thing. It's close enough. Like, I love seeing more of those compounds. I'm jumping ahead. When they drive to them, I'm like, this is rad.
Your goal in the Mad Max game is to make it to Gastown.
Okay.
Right. There's actually video game characters in this movie.
That's cool.
Yeah. Loosely, not the same look because the designs were way different back then, of course, and this is a movie made 9 years later. But, so they go to Gastown. They take over one of the shipments that was going to Gastown and fake an attack. And Dementus is like, well, we got to make it real. So he starts killing his own guys that were dressed up as war boys. And the Octoboss, that guy that was dressed all in black, that's his name, the Octoboss, is not happy about that. And says,
that dude just
crazy.
Dies.
He does,
by the way.
That's awesome.
Shocked me. I was like, "Ooh, second big boss guy. He's going to be in the end." No, he just dies in a fight.
So Gastown opens up their thing, and Hemsworth folks take over it, and he goes back to the Citadel with the head of Gastown in this contraption where he's holding back this huge spike that has chains attached to his nipples.
That's when I woke up. I woke up with that, and I went, paused it, went and took a big piss, and then I went, what's happening on screen here? Logan just corrected, piss is a teetle. I can't say that. Thanks, pal. What? When you get your nipples pulled out by harpoons, you drink Fireball. This podcast is brought to you by Fireball. If your nipples are getting yanked out by big poons, you need it. Dude, what? Yeah, I legit woke up and him saying he's gonna blow it up if you don't agree. And the next thing I know, Chris Hemsworth's nipples get ripped off. Who put the stuff on his nipples?
One of those guys, or he
One
did.
of his guys?
I don't know. Well, like, cause
why would you nipple clamp yourself?
I don't know. His name is Dementis, dude. There's a guy called the There's a guy called the People Eater that has nipple rings and a cod piece that's a gas mask. So like, there's no logic to any of this.
Chris Hemsworth nipples get ripped.
Sure do, buddy.
And like I'm coming back to life at this point.
Uh-huh.
And I just sat there in a stupor.
And they're just scabs the rest of the movie.
I'm not kidding. Logan walked by and was like, "You okay?" And I'm doing this. Sorry for listeners. Nipples are gone. The nipples are gone.
Hemsworth's nipples are gone.
He ripped his nipples off.
He sure did. So Dementis has control of Gastown.
And trade for Furiosa becoming a...
Yes. Trades Furiosa and the organic mechanic to...
How effed up is it when you're like, oh, Morton Joe's not that bad of a guy, actually?
Yeah. That's what this movie did, kind of.
I mean... Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he has child brides or whatever, but he's not an insane murdering psychopath.
He's got kids that are like flat out rapists, and
yeah.
That guy. Yeah.
Rictus erectus.
We're getting there. But she goes in the vault. This movie like does such a good job of making you root for that kid.
Yeah.
I mean, we all root for kids, right?
And Morton Joe has two sons, Rictus and Scrotus.
Ballsack, yeah.
Scabrous Scrotus is the main antagonist of the game.
Really?
He's the one that runs Gastown.
Okay.
In the game.
Rictus is the like...
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The game was actually supposed to be like a companion with the Fury Road movie. Like, it was supposed to have Tom Hardy's face and be like in this world. Like, George Miller consulted heavily on that game, but it didn't work out quite 100% at the time. So they had to change a lot of stuff, but there's still a lot of elements from that game that make it into this.
Yeah, sorry about the pause there. I was dumbfounded with what you're saying in my own self. I'm guessing they couldn't get Tom Hardy to sign off.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
So
because there's a George Miller like came up with a lot of the like concept designs of what everything should look like, and I think he just got busy with the movie at the time. Is what really happened, because it took them forever to shoot it.
I also got to tell you, most of the supporting artists in the background throughout the entire movie, they're all convicts or ex-convicts.
That's cool.
George Miller legit hired mainly ex-convicts. I love that. You're trying to look at the grittiest looking people. That's great. But you're also like, dude, you're giving these guys opportunity. Sick.
You want like the scariest looking dudes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, dude, this is rad. Like, you're doing a win for win here, you know.
Hopefully non-violent offenders, but
rapists.
Don't want those either.
So we're at the vault where Rictus, that boy's getting jonesed up and wants to touch her.
Well,
and it's her hair that he wants.
I tend to think like he's in my like trying to not take it that way. Thought was he's a child in a man's body and maybe wanted a friend. And he that's how I kind of want to look at it.
Yeah, friend and insert his penis in.
Either way, it's not good because he's a grown man.
Yeah, well, you know, honestly, the first thing I thought was he saw something in her hair.
Yeah, well, I think he just likes the little jingly stuff.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But so she
planned this. She planned.
Dude, that girl Bad A.
Mm-hmm.
Cuts her hair off, makes a wig.
Cuts her hair and makes her hair a wig. That's wild. So she gets away from being a child bride, which is good, and kind of
never comes back, right? Like she's gone.
Well,
that's what I'm gray at. Like, does she still live in the vault?
Well, what happens is she escapes and hides from Rictus. You know, at the end where Scrotus confronts him, like, "Hey, what you doing? Obviously, you doing something weird." And he throws the wig away, and we see the passage of time with that, and a foreshadowing to like human things can help plants grow. Yeah. And so she doesn't get away from the Citadel, but like hides amongst like the workers and the mechanics and stuff, and fakes.
Does like Immortan Joe know where she is?
No, I don't think he cares.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, oh, okay,
yeah, she just hides.
She becomes a mute, a boy.
Yes, a boy helps. Mute, and that's when we switch to Anya Taylor-Joy, like an hour later into the movie.
Dude, everything from I love this movie. Again, I'm gonna say it again. It gets so tight. That entire like what's the Joker's name, bro? The guy that drives the war rig.
Praetorian Jack.
Yes, Praetorian Jack.
Who is basically just a Mad Max character. If we're being honest.
It's the perfect blend of Furiosa and Mad Max.
He's just
all the way.
He's a Mad Max surrogate. Originally supposed to be played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
Who is that?
Big black guy. Very memorable name, as you can see. He played he played the villain in Aquaman.
I know who this is, man. I just got to see it.
Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
Yeah. I think he's the second too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Sorry. I don't know. I was thinking it was a different person completely. I had to see it.
He played Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen.
Yeah, that's series. What I know him the best as.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak ahead for a minute. Okay. It's killing me. No, I'll wait. I'll wait until we get there in the story.
Well, I mean, Furiosa goes out on a run because she gets on the crew that builds the war rig, and she hides on it on its first voyage.
Let me tell you something. That whole action sequence I could give a crap. I don't care about the rest of the dang movie. That was the best thing I ever seen. I sat there drooling out my mouth on cough medicine, just going, "This is the best thing I ever seen." I got on a call the next day and said, "That's all the best thing I ever seen."
That's the best thing I've ever seen.
My God,
turned into Richard Nixon.
The
best thing I've ever seen. I'm not a crook.
Rick is good. No. That whole sequence, dude. I mean, to the T. Like, it starts off perfect. She's hiding out. No one knows she's there. So we got these war boys. They're all idiots. Like, Jack rules. He's the bomb. They have all these things. You get so much awesome bull crap in this movie. Freaking flying things, dropping bombs and stuff. I sat there just, oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And I felt like such a loser by myself yelling at the TV going, "They're flying now.
They flying."
Dude, it is so tight. All the action's perfect. It's just like the last one. Give me this movie 900 times more. But stuff like this.
Again, we can't really... It's hard for us to describe how cool the action is. You just have to watch it and see
There's a small person hiding in the tanker that's going to turn on the butt whacker or whatever.
Yeah.
That whole sequence of her reeling in the...
Wally Knocker?
Wally Knocker.
Yeah.
Who's the black dude? Not the black dude, the guy in black with the horns.
The
Gosh
Octobos.
dang.
The Octobos.
Yeah, Octobos. That's how he dies.
Yeah.
That was the most satisfying thing.
But like it's so great because he comes in. I don't know how. I mean, this is obviously like on a blue screen or something.
In like
a full-fledged like Harley Davidson motorcycle with a fan boat fan on the back. I don't how he got in the air. Who knows? Huge,
freaking like 5 machine guns in a circle.
Huge, like black
American Gladiators bullcrap right here, boy.
Huge black octopus, umbrella. I'll call it, for lack of a better balloon. We'll call it. Just coming and floating it all. So I was like, how did he get off the ground?
Let me tell you something.
Who cares?
I don't care. I don't care. I watched it and I went, ooh, I feel it. Like I feel like a man right now watching this.
I think what did Christopher Nolan said something about oh yeah, he was talking about that sequence in Gladiator 2 where they fill the arena with water and sharks and stuff, and he's like, did they actually do it? I don't know. Who cares? Ridley Scott gave it to us.
Yeah. Who cares? Well, they've improved some of it. So the guys before Octopus. That's James Bond.
Yeah.
No. They're all dragged behind cars and get paraglided up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you've got that, like, oh, that's how it happened. But God,
it's so
I'm obsessed with the asinine, apocalyptic bullcrap. There's no way this works. I don't care.
Yeah.
And what's even worse is they shoot the short boy.
They sure do.
He dies on the lettuce.
That guy was. I don't want to say he was Make-A-Wish. He
was Make-A-Wish. He made my wish.
But he was like, in real life, he was some kind of guy that made it to this movie some kind of way, and I'm not 100% sure, so I won't comment on it. But
perfect placement.
Yeah.
But I just love like that. Like I love in this world that's to this point is the most asinine, insane, evil place in the world.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, our character Furiosa does all this good stuff. Jack, cool, right away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, throws her out and then
he's like,
reprocesses. So like after all the hell breaks loose, and Jack realizes, oh, Furiosa did all this.
You got a natural handling of, I can't remember what they called it, but
the waste world.
Yeah.
Right, cool, blimey. That's not Australian.
No, it's not.
Prawns on the barbie.
Put the prawns on the barbie.
I just love she's second in command.
Mm-hmm.
And she's promoted to Praetorian, which I thought that was his name, not a rank.
Nope, that's his rank.
I'm retarded,
because she in Mad Max Fury Road, she's an imperator, which I think is higher than Praetorian. Who knows? Actually, I think those are Roman army ranks, but I could be wrong.
They are.
Okay.
Yeah. I should own it from Fallout. But that's Fallout New Vegas has a whole Roman army incredible story thing, which I hope they're exploring in the next season, by the way.
Well, that's how season 2 ended, was they showed Vegas.
Let's go to Vegas, baby. Let's get them old Caesar blows.
But so yeah, she is promoted to driving the war rig. And so the next thing we see her do is she's made her way up, and now they're driving into the bullet farm, and time has passed, and she is who she is, and they're picking
gets her a shotgun,
gets her a little sawed off shotty, and so they go to Gastown to pick up the latest shipment from Gastown, and wouldn't you know it, old Dementus has run that place into the ground, and everybody hates him, and he does not take accountability for it.
I loved it. I was just like, perfect. Like, you got a villain that is
the worst.
seems to make himself for the people. And you don't know who's right and wrong because you're
But
supposed to hate Immortan Joe.
he's obviously
Like you're,
selfish. He's like the most selfish dude on the planet, narcissistic, selfish dude on the planet. Which there seems to be only like 4,000 people left on the planet. So
that's what I'm curious of: is how big is the world?
well, Australia is also isolated by itself, so there's no way to know.
Which, by the way, like I love that. I think 60-70% of this movie was filmed where the first movie was filmed.
Mm-hmm. But like
the big stretch road, that's in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Not the Tom Hardy.
Yeah, like I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
like,
the first Mad Max
wild,
movie.
Like,
yeah,
sick, good, perfect.
So he says, "Hey, I want to talk to Immortan Joe, and I'm gonna meet him at the Citadel in 3 days." And so they run back to the Citadel with no gas, and they cut off. Immortan Joe shows that like he's again, we have a villain that makes you think, "Hey, Immortan Joe's not that bad."
How freaking crazy is our life?
Yeah,
or like watching this. That. Yeah, Immortan Joe's bad.
He's like,
but still
completely logical, and like he's like, let's shut off the generators, all this other stuff that's not necessary. That's how we'll save gas, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna send you to the bullet farm. We're gonna load up everything that we can in that, and then we're gonna go get his ass.
By the way, I have a note in my notes that's like, oh shoot, History Man rules.
Yeah, History Man.
History Man is the coolest character, one of the coolest in this. Just this dude that just watches stuff and knows history.
Fury Road was originally going to be narrated by a history man.
That's what I figured.
And so George Miller brought that into this movie.
Okay.
So they
start driving back. They go all the way back.
They go back to the bullet farm.
Yeah.
And Dementus has like gone in there and destroyed everything. Because when they first got to the bullet farm, everybody was like greeting, like, "Yay, food's here."
Now nobody, and this is where also,
yes,
Furiosa and Jack have had the discussion of like
they're now in a relationship, and
you will survive.
You're free to go, but she wants him to come with
around.
Her. Yeah, she sticks around.
I mean, we know Furiosa, the character from the next movie.
Mm-hmm.
So we know she's decent. Mm-hmm. So you know she's going to stick around. But part of me is like, oh, yeah, take off. Don't do this.
But they put on a show in front of the War Boys. He's like, Furiosa, you're going to drive the V8 now and load 2 bikes on there. And so he gets one of the War Boys to drive in. And then he starts noticing, like, something ain't right. It's empty. And so they have this a huge shootout with Dementus and his cronies. Furiosa's on the outside of the gate. She does that little spin around in the truck or whatever that is.
Yeah, she comes back for it.
And Jack's telling her, "Hey, go. Like, get out of here.
I'm taking my sniper and I'm going to start pumping some butt."
Mm-hmm. And she snipes a couple people, and Dementus shoots a rocket launcher at her, buries her in the sand, and she has her kind of Mad Max moment of jumping out of the sand. And the war rig gets destroyed, but Jack survives, and him and Furiosa get into the car and take off, and followed
that slow car.
Yes,
poor slow.
I mean, it's fast, but compared to that huge tow truck that Dementus is driving, and that's another great shot of like that, just how fast that truck is catching up with that other car, and it's just like I'm assuming it's a drone shot of just holding right there, and it's like it looks awesome and it's great.
I got really, really weird and looked it up. I'll send you the article maybe if I can find that again, with the math of all that, of tires that big, the engine that's supposedly like somebody did all that breakdown. Yeah, it'll catch up in this distance after they have it in kilometers. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I mean,
we do miles.
it's Australian. They do kilometers.
We do miles, losers.
But since we know that Furiosa only has one arm in Fury Road,
she's got to lose it.
She's got to lose it in this movie, and boy, does she in the most gruesome way, because it's the Mad Max universe, and everything's got to be terrible.
Seeing like that chase scene of the big truck, her knowing how to drive, also. I loved all the motorcyclists like falling off and screwing up, and like, no, she knows how to do it. It's perfect. Like, shows a lot.
She does lose her arm.
She loses that arm getting on a tire.
Yeah.
They catch up to him. They flip over. I'm guessing Jack dies, right?
No, because you remember he pulls them out, and then they hold each other, and he's like, no. There's nothing but darkness here. So what he does is he straps Praetorian Jack to somebody's motorcycle, and they drag him around for who knows how long.
After that. After that.
Oh, yeah, he's fucking dead after that, yes.
Yeah, well, what did she cut her? She cut her arm off? Does it fall apart?
Well, it was already like, it was hanging on by like muscle tendons, and
yeah.
It was like just matter. You just had to snatch it real quick, and it'd be gone.
Yeah. Well, she
it makes her way back to the Citadel.
That arm off, and she heads straight back to the Citadel to pay revenge.
And this is the one moment that I was like, that's kind of dumb.
Yep.
You see Mad Max on a cliff, see her pass out.
That's what I wanted to ask you is the earlier, and I was like, let me ask you this: is that Mad Max?
Yeah, it's Tom Hardy's stunt double.
Okay.
From
I didn't
Fury
know
Road.
if it was a Road Warrior.
No, it's
Mad Max.
It's the Black Interceptor. It's
So what is it? Does he take her somewhere? Like what's the
I guess the intention was that he dragged her to that cannibal woman. And she woke up with like Mac, because they tried to snatch her out of the trailer when she was a kid.
Yeah, let's skip the maggot lady.
Yeah, there's maggots, and she makes it back to Immortan Joe and says, "I want Dementus," and
you got to fake out going to Gastown, and then you can dude, that whole sequence is so tight. What's even better, she gets that dumb jalopy that doesn't have a wheel.
She does.
And steals the daggum nice car once she gets there.
Yeah.
And does a business.
Yeah.
Does real big business.
And I like that because this starts like the Wasteland War, which was like 40 days, I think the history man says. And
yep.
There's another character from the games called Chum Bucket, who is that little gremlin guy that's like, oh, I got a little car. That's who he's supposed to be. That in the game he's named Chum Bucket. I don't know who he is in this, but he's just a little weirdo that rides on the back of your car. And
Chum Bucket's a great name, probably.
Yeah, he looks like a little creep. And so she gets out into the war. I love that it's just like glossed over, like, hey, it's the Wasteland War. This is Furiosa's story. And she drives out there in an old busted up jalopy and steals Scrotus's car and goes after Dementus, who's like, we know the status of him because his big truck is flipped over in that whole chaos, and she goes after him and the people that are left following him and takes them out kind of one by one, and catches up to him and sneaks up on him while he's sleeping, takes the tires off his motorcycle, the bullets out of his gun, because she just wants to like torture this dude real bad. And she slowly kind of gets revenge and like beats him up and says, I want these people back, and you did this to my family. And he's trying to figure out who she is, honestly, because that's
what I was trying to figure out. Like, does he even know who she is?
Yeah, like he's like, but he finally figures it out, and so she kills him by planting that peach pit inside of him in the Citadel, and a tree grows out of him. Which is probably the worst thing you can do to a person.
Yeah, that's all I could think about was like this.
So this tree lives off of human nutrients. And she feeds the first peach to the wives that
The 5 wives.
she helps escape in the first movie, and George Miller uses a deleted scene from the first movie at the end of
That was great, by the way. That was a good use of a deleted scene.
Yeah, but I hated the end credits where it was like, "Hey, remember Fury Road?"
Yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah, but
no, we're just watching this one for the fun of it.
Yeah,
no,
that's Furiosa. It's a great movie that nobody saw.
It's like a 8.2 for me, man.
It's a real solid 8 for me. Yeah,
it is a solid action movie.
Yes.
You want to sit down and forget about life?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You watch this.
So that brings us to what we're watching, what we're playing, what we're reading.
Dude, Paradise. Thank you for that.
I watched
Staying up. It is incredible.
Yesterday's episode.
Yep. It only gets better.
I will say every episode ends on a cliffhanger, but I think that's the point.
Yeah, which I'm expecting it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
So like not a lot of like it ends with like he's trying to start the revolution, and she's like, "Your wife's still alive?"
No, she ain't.
No, she's not. I doubt she is. But that's a great show. Finale of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is tonight, or came out today.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, it is Wednesday. Yeah, I gotta check that, dude. The last couple episodes have been that whole show's been dynamite.
The show's great.
It's been a change of stuff. I love it. They did great.
Mm.
Do not give me the Tom Holland prequel in this thing.
Well, I mean, they've added a bunch of elements of Tom Holland's.
Yeah, they did.
Spider-Man into the guy doing a voice even sounds like Tom Holland at some points.
It does. I thought it was him at first. And
it wasn't. It was now this series was originally supposed to be Tom Holland's like freshman year. Like the original title for the show was Spider-Man Freshman Year.
Good for them.
Yeah,
making it unique.
Again, this is what the multiverse should have been.
All the way.
Like this and what we've seen from Fantastic Four so far, that's the kind of movies you should have been making if you wanted to do the multiverse.
I've been watching this cartoon show. I am addicted to it. It's an Adult Swim show called Uncommon Side Effects. Mike Judge helped make it. He does voices a little bit. The premise is this... lack of better words, this fat loser just like finds a magical mushroom that cures anything.
Okay.
And the pharmaceutical companies don't like that. So he's a terrorist. It's Comedy Central and Adult Swim, so it's funny.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's awesome. Okay. I'm floored by how good it is. So that's really the two things I've been hooked on. Everything else has just been random bullcrap. Oh, I did watch The Boy and the Heron.
The what?
The Boy and the Heron. It's the last Studio Ghibli film.
Okay.
It's an animated movie.
I don't know.
Dude, some point in time we should do one of those. Maybe. It's just one of those movies that it's hand animation still.
Okay.
It came out last year. It's breathtaking. The animation's breathtaking. The story's crazy, but it's insane. But I don't know.
Yeah,
it makes me tear up for some reason. I don't know why. But so, what about you, man?
I watched Nosferatu last night.
How was it?
It was really good.
Okay.
I did not feel great afterwards.
How
if that makes sense.
Was it a spooky? Is it scary? Or is it just
it's not even
weird?
It's weird.
Yeah.
There's some it's more intense than scary.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
It's a very a lot of characters staring it, and makes you feel more uneasy than scared.
Okay.
A lot of characters staring down the barrel of the camera for long shots, and it's like...
I feel like that's classic cinema some, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched The Gorge on Apple. That was good.
awesome.
I'm listening to Dracula, the original novel.
Ah, all right.
Because of Nosferatu. Paradise, like I mentioned. Jack Reacher comes out Friday, 3rd season.
Oh shoot! Yeah. Oh, dude, I didn't know when it was, and I meant to check it, so that'll be awesome.
With an even
definitely will.
Bigger Reacher.
That dude's huge, bro.
Yeah, and Severance, which is always good.
Still doing the waiting game of whenever I have the time to pick it up and catch up, I'm gonna do it.
My girlfriend did that. She waited for like 4 episodes to come out, and then she watched those. And so
yeah, I'm pumped. I've been listening to the trying to listen to Conan O'Brien's podcast, and Adam Scott's on it this week.
Yeah, I watched clips.
Hearing him talk about it, I'm like, ooh, yeah.
I watched clips of that interview. It was good.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for this week. Again, we'll figure out a movie to do next week. But if you have a suggestion for a movie we should do, you can send that to secondtakemoviespod@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube. Leave comments. Do the likes. All that stuff wherever you can, or whatever platform you want. Jake, you got any parting words for everybody?
Yeah. Today's a good day to die.
Yep.
That's not this movie, but that's spray paint. That's not anything weird. Just FYI.
Witness. So, yeah, we'll see you next week.